Hey guys, what's up? I'm still playing the Sith Marauder. I'm trying out a Carnage actually. I haven't done a Warzone yet. I'm waiting on an extremely long queue time on Davix State, but I thought I'd show my talents, what I ended up going with while I'm waiting on the queue to pop. Kind of a different build. I really didn't look up anything about this. I just read and kind of thought what would meet my play styles. I'm really not sure that in the past I've played with this and I really felt like I was rage starved and I didn't have enough rage. Um, but I basically went up the tree. I still got the reduced AoE. I really think that's a must just to take less AoE damage because you're in the pile of people all the time. I only went with 1 point in accuracy. All the gear is just loaded with accuracy. I really don't think this is a must to get that because once you get fully geared out, you're not going to have a problem being accuracy capped. Um, so I did not go with that. Also, you basically are locked into this little box system here, this L. So you really don't have a lot of options there. You have this deadly throw, immobilizes the target for 3 seconds. I'll just have to see how the class plays if I really want that, but I didn't see it a must. Everything else you're pretty much locked into having to get. This is really interesting. Ravage, immobilizing the target. We'll see how it works in PvP. I'm kind of thinking it's not going to work great. I haven't played Carnage, like I said, in a while, so we'll just have to wait and see. Everything else is kind of my own playstyle, what I was thinking would be good. I'm still thinking maybe putting 3 points in this would be better. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I've played Annihilation forever. I love Annihilation, but I figured I'd try the other two specs out because I haven't played them since 1.2. So I'm gonna see what they're like the next couple of days, and keep playing with the talents. I got this just to increase the damage of Ravage by 8% and reduce the cooldown. I mean that's one of the main abilities that you're going to be using a lot in Carnage because you're going to throw your gore to reduce their armor and then go straight into a Ravage, and they'll be immobilized. Hopefully, it'll work good. Um, I went ahead and went into Annihilation Tree just to get the snare from the bleed. I really think that's an awesome ability. It's great, 50% slow. Um, and you get some, pretty good abilities here to refund rage, and it's really not going to hurt you a lot. Um, you could maybe do away with this and put it somewhere else for your heal on your dot, but you're not really dot focused with this spec. It's more saber damage, straight up, burst damage than it is dot damage. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll put the gameplay right after this. Alright guys, here is some Hutball footage, some Carnage PvP. Like I said, I haven't played this in a very long time. This gameplay, I was really rusty and I was fighting the rotation, trying to figure out how to play it correctly. Later, in a few games later, it really came around to me, like, exactly how the spec works and exactly the rotation just clicked for me. This gameplay, you'll notice I struggle a little bit with it at first. It's the other thing is it's really hard to practice your rotation in here, just because you're trying to help your team, you're trying to kill the ball carrier, and I get like really tunnel vision a couple times here. So if you're playing with this, don't do what I do. Go to a target dummy and practice the rotation a little bit before you go into PvP, because it's definitely really hard to be focusing on your rotation and it not being natural when you're trying to also help your team and not be just a wasted space. That being said, I really figured out later on in a couple match, this is like the ultimate healer train snare type of class. I'm thinking I would redo my talents. That box I was telling you about that made deadly throw immobilize the target, that would be ridiculous, because it's putting the heal debuff on the healer, and then it's also going to snare them or immobilize them. So that would be ridiculous to be able to just throw that out at any time a healer is trying to range you. And the other thing is, with that, you could possibly do away with your snare. I don't know if you would really want to do that yet, just because of the fact that I haven't really paid attention. I'm not sure how much resolve that deadly throw immobilization fills up. If it's not much, Yeah, that's would be awesome. If it may not even be effective by resolve, I'm not sure. This part of the gameplay right here, I really got screwed. I was trying to find, you know, I was clicking my rage ability because I wanted to use my speed right here to throw to that guy, and just could not make it happen. I got destroyed. Um, but yeah, it really, I'm kind of thinking you could almost do away with the dot snare. I'm not 100% sure about that. It'd take me more testing, but I'm thinking I would redo my talent tree a little bit better to get that deadly throw immobilization, because it works kind of like a force charge with the immobilization, but I'm thinking it's going to fill up your um, their resolve quite a bit. I'm not 100% on it. I haven't tested it. Um, but yeah, this spec, it's really like a train spec. I mean, you could really train a healer really hard. It has the potential to do really good burst. The thing that threw me off a little bit is I'm so used to Annihilation spec and how it flows. Your main ability in this spec, really, it has no cooldown, so you're just spamming it, and it's constantly hitting for like 1,000 damage. So it's really easy to build up a bunch of rage and then just spam that off. And the other cool thing is with this stance, Berserk is actually reduces your global cooldown for that ability and reduces its rage cost by 1. So, like, I'm gonna do another video, basically showing a healer train that I was doing on a Void Star. But when you pop Berserk, you can really, with half a second less global cooldown, you can just destroy people with that ability, just spamming it. And say it only does 1,000 damage, but it really, I mean, it's just like 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I mean, it's just back to back, just burst. Then you throw a Ravage in there, and it just really creams people. But I'm noticing, not in this gameplay particularly, because I was really struggling with my rotation, but Ravage is still basically not a guaranteed thing. I mean, they can blow you back, they can stun you in the middle of it, they can't interrupt it, but so you really can't rely on that. But I'm really thinking this may be a very good viable spec once I get more gear, because it's all based off saber damage basically. So you really, with the Annihilation, you get a little bit of break because a lot of your damage comes from dots. This may be a spec I come back to. For now, I'm going to stick to Annihilation. As you see, a 3600 hit right there, which is incredible. I mean, you can get some major ravages off either way, Annihilation or Carnage. But I think I'm going to come back to this a little bit later when I have some more gear so I can show its full potential. Like, I didn't really feel like in this gameplay that I was doing it justice, partially because I don't know the rotation 100%. Like, it doesn't come naturally. I know the priority of the rotation, but it's not like a natural, like Annihilation where I don't even have to, look at cooldowns or anything like that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to come back to this, but this little, today's little experiment with this spec definitely showed promising. This spec has a lot of capability, a lot of damage. When that Berserk is up, it does a lot of burst with just 1,000. You would think 1,000 is not much, but when you burst it, 7, 8 times, it really lays down a lot of damage into a Ravage. So like I said, I'm definitely going to come back to this and do some testing later. I just don't think I have the gear for it right now. I think I hit a little weak for it being based off all saber damage. But it's definitely viable. Let me know if any of you guys are running this and are a little bit more geared than me. Let me know how you like it. I definitely see it to be a promising spec, but I'm just not sure about the gear level. Is my biggest concern about it, not getting the full potential out of the spec. And it just seems like Annihilation is not, other than your main Annihilate ability, is not so dependent on saber damage and gear. But, in the next couple weeks I'm going to be grinding this character out a lot, going to be getting gear, so a week or two I'll definitely know a lot more about this spec and how the damage will relate with full gear. I'm sure Annihilation is going to get stronger too though. So I've talked to a lot of Marauders and they're all still sold on Annihilation. So I mean, it would really have to be fantastic just because there's more survivability with the dot heals and stuff. But You know, this could really surprise me with how much damage. I definitely showed promise in this game. Um, Towards the end, I started getting better with the rotation and sort of feel more comfortable with it, and it did get better. But so far, I really want to try it with more gear before I really pick between Annihilation or Carnage. And it could be a type of thing like one is better at training healers and one is better at survivability and like overall. And I think that's how it's going to come out. I think one is going to be ridiculous anti-healer and one's going to be more medium damage survivability. But it's definitely cool when you get that Berserk. Try it out and play with it and see what you think. But when you get that Berserk and your global gets reduced by 0.5, it is ridiculous how much burst damage you can put into somebody. The other thing, the pros and cons of the spec is no dots, so there's really not any setup time to do a lot of damage. It's mostly instant saber damage. But yeah, I just thought I'd experiment with this today. I know it's not the best of gameplay as far as on my end, just because I was still getting used to the spec. But I definitely wanted to try it out and show you guys, you know, what it's capable of, and you know, see what you guys thought about the spec. I know a lot of people are sold on Annihilation, but yeah, let me know what you think about Carnage spec and what you think about the weapon damage, and if you think it's just I need more gear, or you know, it definitely did good damage. I'm not dogging its damage. It did comparable to Annihilation, but I'm not sure if this is going to scale ridiculous with gear and it's going to be incredible, or if Annihilation's still going to be the way to go. But we'll know in about a week or two when I get fully geared out. And I'm going to continue doing gameplay. You know, I want to do a lot of Let's Plays. I would just want to get a lot more footage out there. I had so many problems with lag and different FPS issues that I didn't get to put out the amount of content that I wanted to for a long time. So I'm really trying to step it up. I want to do a lot more videos, a lot more guides. And I'm going to be going back and revamping all my Commando and Bounty Hunter stuff. You know, different guides, the updated rotation for 1.2. I haven't forgot about that stuff. I just was really busy with overall quality of the videos. And I'll, you know, once I play with this a little bit more, Carnage Annihilation, I'll do another guide on what I ended up settling for and the difference between the different specs. But at this point, I just need a lot more playtime between the three specs to really give a good judgment on what I think is the best. And gear is a lot of it. I'm not going to be able to really judge until I'm fully decked out. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll make sure I update you guys on the different specs of Marauders and what I've been playing. That was a really weird moment right there. I don't know if you guys caught that. I force leaped but got blown back, and I flew down there and teleported back up. That was really crazy. I thought we were going to score a goal right there. That was a cool move, like I'd stealth and the guy leaped to me. And then something happened right here. I think I got blown off or knocked back. At first I thought I'd been force pushed off, but now I see in the video that there's a stealther right next to me the whole time. I didn't catch that. Yeah, I really wish that I had more gear to try this out a little bit better than what I did. But I'll update you guys in a couple weeks about the different specs, and I'll try and start working on updating some of my other guides and also more gameplay. It's all a work in progress, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Mighty Gerada the Hutt declares the Frog Dogs today's winners. Honor and recovery is theirs.